guys, we're here tonight with a really special guest. His name is Steve Lee, but I'll let you introduce yourself as a DJ. And
Cool. I'm Ritzi Lee from Amsterdam, and I own the Underground Liberation label, where I've done various releases with techno artists, and yeah, it's been for a while, since 2005, still alive and kicking. Not doing releases on the label at the moment because I have more projects, but we'll talk about it later.
yeah, sure. Can you tell us your beginnings? When did you start playing music, and when did you start producing music, and basically how that started?
Well, the playing music started from a very young age. When I was 13 years old, 12, 13 years old, I discovered house music and house and techno. In that day, I think it was around 93, 92, 93. There was no real separation between different styles of electronic music. Everything was called house music.
House music, yeah.
And but eventually, if I look back at the typical sounds I liked, it's all techno music. So yes, I started with techno music.
And you're still on techno
And I'm
music?
still with techno music. Yes,
True to your sound.
true to my sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I noticed, you play off CDs as well as from the vinyls.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts? Where is this going? Are you gonna eventually convert completely to the CDs, or you gonna keep playing both?
Yeah, I think I will keep on playing both. If it is still possible to play both, I'm going to play both. Actually, the first move to actually use CDJ 2000s, I don't use CD discs, I just use my USB. And
That's really convenient. You can just
It-
plug
it-
in and then
yes.
off you go.
Yes, but I get so many nice tracks from fellow producers, and also my own stuff. I can easily put on a USB and play around with it, and I don't have to wait anymore for something to come out on
Promo
vinyl.
copies, yeah.
You know, if you're strictly a vinyl turntablist DJ, then you are dependent from what's on vinyl. And well, like everybody knows nowadays, vinyl is pressed, but only for the very special releases.
Yeah.
Plus, there aren't many record stores anymore. So for a DJ, that's a little bit more difficult to get the real shit on your side. You
So
know.
what do you think
So,
about you wouldn't convert to Tractor Scratch or Serato?
Well, you know, before Pioneer came with the concept of a record box, I still was not very fond of the Tractor
Nah.
native instrument DJ software. I thought I did try it once or twice, but in a way it didn't felt natural to mix with it or during a party. I just it's like I'm missing this a millisecond of timing.
Yeah, there's a time latency.
Of course, there is you can time, you can mix everything tight. That's for sure. But I'm missing that very small millisecond of timing. I'm missing a kind of a dynamics and the bounce I feel normally in my body to go with the music. It doesn't feel natural. But now with the CDJs and the record box technology, I think I'm very satisfied until now. So I keep going on with it and combine it with
Yeah,
vinyl.
it's
You
the
know.
way to go, is it?
Yeah, for me it
Oh.
is.
There's another question I want to ask you. It's these days they say DJs and producers are becoming one, as in most DJs these days don't really play off either CDs or vinyls, but they have just a little controller, come to a gig, plug it in, and are they DJs?
Well,
what's your thought?
My thought is that the definition of DJ is disc jockey. where are the discs? So
if you're a DJ,
if you're a DJ, you joke with
you're making a point
with discs and vinyl, and I can truly say I'm a DJ.
Yeah, you definitely can. But there's lots of talks about sync buttons to sync or not to sync as well. We're in 2013, and many people think it's ridiculous. We're still talking about it. Like, go on with the time.
Yeah.
But then again, there's lots of DJs that actually are using the medium, say CDs or vinyls. Press the sync button, but still mixing, scratch and the whole lot. What do you think? Would those DJs be?
Well, I think everybody should do what they want. It's their choice.
As long as the final product is out there.
Yeah, and as long as you know that in yourself, you know that you are responsible for laying a concept. If you're at a party, you're a big responsible guy or girl that creates a whole atmosphere in a party. And once in a while, just check out the public and look into the crowd and see if the people react positively. And also, I think music is still a feeling, techno music. So if you're playing around, you just have to feel for yourself if it feels right
or not.
Or not. It's like love. You instantly know if it's there or not.
Yeah,
And it's very simple.
And now speaking about the atmosphere on the parties and the whole lot, you just had nice 2 gigs. One was in Slovenia in club called Bazen, which is converted swimming pool.
Yes.
And then the other one was here in Zagreb in Club Aquarius. What are your thoughts on each venue, and how did you feel with the crowd?
Yes, both very unique venue. Both because Slovenia and Croatia, okay, they're not apart, very far from each other, but totally different crowds.
Yeah,
so both DJ sets I played also sounded very different from each other. Okay. I'm a DJ that feels the crowd, and I'm trying to first couple of records, trying to see how people react on, and then from there on it's a fundament, and then I'll build on and on and on.
From there,
yeah. And that's what I did at Basin, and that's also what I did at Aquarius. Totally different moves.
Totally different crowd, different moves, different.
But both nice, both very nice.
Yeah, definitely, I would agree on that.
And I thought the place, Basin, it wasn't like no other place around.
No other place on earth.
I never.
It's a wicked idea. How do you come? Yeah, it's really cool.
I never saw a empty swimming pool as a dance floor. Seriously. And
and then you played here in Zagreb. You completely nailed the crowd with your 909 performance. Do you bring your 909 on every gig?
Yes, I do. Yeah. And I know a lot of guys out there are against bringing their expensive stuff with them if they have an international gig. But for me, I solved this problem by keeping my 909 always with me.
Hand luggage.
Hand luggage in a plane,
Yeah.
Never check in the luggage, So so for me, I'm not uncertain to bring my 909, and I only trust my own machine. Once in a.
So you wouldn't hire somebody?
No. A couple of years back, when I had to play in the Fabric Club in Spain, in Madrid, I had a bore out a 909, although it was something that looked like a 909. It had a 909 kind of touch.
It was kind of dodgy.
It was dodgy, and after 2 minutes it crashed.
Really?
Yes.
So
that was like that stuff happens. So I only trust my own machine. I know what it's capable of, what I can do with it. It's like your own car.
And you know exactly which button
know exactly how to drive it. Yes. So I'm very satisfied with it, and it's like the heart. It's the part of my whole DJ act, and it never sounds the same. So yeah.
I want to ask you one really, for me, important thing, and I believe everybody would like to hear that. So, techno music started somewhere, it evolved, went to the States, they made it a little bit nicer there, and then all of a sudden in the States now it's just cheap dubstep. Europe went to a stage of minimal. Do you think techno is now coming back, and on the grand scheme, considering your gigs around, when you see what's happening around the world, and will it come back in the way that that will not have the old production, but basically the old kind of style with the new product, with the quality that our technology is allowing us to do really quality stuff?
Well, I have a kind of a view about that. I think when you talk about the techno music I play, the pure techno sound, the Detroit-inspired sound, the sounds from old sounds from the UK and Germany and stuff like that. And then we're not talking about new minimal sound or the so-called deep dark techno sound, the so-called modern techno sound. Actually, it's all both.
What's a really modern techno sound now? Is it drum code now? Or?
Yeah. So that kind of sounds. But you also have like a more deeper, like Berghain has some division of techno music that is very deep and very melodic, and it almost feels and sounds progressive.
Yeah.
But it's still techno in a way.
Yeah.
But those are very small parts of one big whole called techno. And it was always there, from the beginning. And actually, in that way, I see techno never was away or came back.
No, it was just that more attention was attracted with another style.
From the programming point of view, if the clubs are programming techno music, they do it more often now than compared with 2 or 3 years ago. And I think it's a logical development. Techno music proved itself to be a time that it has a timeless value.
Timeless,
If you have a record, some obscure records from 20 years ago, you can still play it. People still find it fresh.
I noticed in your set you mix the old stuff with the new stuff seamlessly. There's no when like somebody asked me like, what's this tune? I know this tune, and I would say, no, that's his new tune, and then they would ask me, they would think it's the old stuff maybe, and then you play some other old stuff, and what's this tune? I never heard it before, and it's vice versa.
Yeah.
So people don't know, cannot distinguish what's old, what's new. You just seamlessly combine the two.
That's actually true because I think it was between 2003 and 2008, like 2 or 3 generations of party people. There was a kind of a gap for techno music, so there was actually nobody between these generations mentioning what happened in the early days, who are the founders of techno music, and which records, which labels, and what kind of sounds. And it all got a little bit lost. The pure techno sound got a little bit lost, like a lost treasure. And there were guys like me that always kept true to their sound and didn't lose themselves into the hype of what I say minimal music.
I get goosebumps, but not the good ones, the bad ones.
I'm not into that stuff. No. For me,
I sure hope you'll learn real.
Even house music sounds better from real house music.
Yeah, real house music.
Dance music must of course have a solid beat, but also a defined groove, nice bass line, and some nice surroundings with that creates an atmosphere. And if something sounds like, for instance, like a kick drum and nothing else, then for me it's like an empty shello. It doesn't
just
live.
Without soul, just
without soul.
Empty beats.
And I think that's, for me, me that's no music.
Okay, what's the situation in the Netherlands where you come from? You have loads of parties, loads of quality names coming to play there. I know you have even, I'm not sure now exactly, hardstyle as well. It's really popular.
Hardstyle was there already for years.
Yeah, well,
on this moment, for if you talk about people that follow techno music, for instance, and the really, the techno freaks, they very much follow the Berghain sound in this moment. It's very popular. Berlin is very popular in Amsterdam. It's hard and everything. And a lot of people from Berlin are regularly booked in Amsterdam on parties. And what you also see is that there are the popular parties that were always there and never stopped. Let's say parties like Awakenings. Those are the foundations for techno music in the Netherlands. There's every year.
You played
I played a couple of times.
a good few times. Lovely.
But there are also some new kids on the block, also getting bigger and bigger. And these are the people that are being followed by the new young rave generation. And I think it's something with the sign of the times that people are looking for their own group to follow and grow inside on with it at the years. Maybe after 5 years something new is going to happen, and then from there a new group of people will do the same thing like now is happening with in the techno scene. So but for me as a DJ to keep in touch with everybody, it's important to also keep in touch with all these different scenes and connect them together.
Of course, yeah.
So
you actually mentioned here quality, good new upcoming names. What are the names to look for now in the close future? What do you think? Who are good producers and good DJs?
well, I have a couple of there's one guy I'm really impressed of, Mike Storm. Mike is actually around my generation. He was always there, but never had a chance to break through with his music. And suddenly now for him also things start happening. And there's also guys like Mr. Jones, Rebo, young guys. Just check out Dave Clark White Noise. Check out the track list. You will see all the new.
Dave Clark sure keeps a good track of all the up and coming artists.
Dave is one of those guys that he doesn't care about hypes. He just cares
Dave
about
was
good
always
music.
looking. Yeah, I listen to White Noise regularly, and I know often you would other DJs would just look at the charts and okay, this is the chart from this guy, chart from that guy, and just combine all those charts, and that must be the best
That
music.
must be it.
Dave Clark, just all the promotion, promo materials, and he doesn't care about the charts. He just brings up everything that's good.
Luckily
Be
there
it
are
really from a top artist
Yes.
or somebody completely unknown.
Yeah, well, luckily there are guys like him, because normally that would have been the job of the record store. If you come to the record store, you get all the new shit, and the guy from the record store is giving you advice. Hey, you have to listen to this. This is hot. This is new. But we don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Not in that way.
Dave Clark actually plays nearly every your track you send him.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You're
I think
attracting
we
lots of
gotta
attention
check
like
it.
that.
Yes, I think so too. And
Good stuff.
yeah, that's for me that's a positive thing. I think I'm a kind of for me it's an indication if I done good work or not. So yeah.
So we're coming up to the next question actually.
Yes.
You have, I heard, so many really good tunes that are yet to be released, and lots of them that have never been
Never
released.
released. Yeah.
Will you release those, and when will you release the new stuff
That's
for
all.
this year? Do you have the time plan?
I have a time plan. Let's start with the things that are going to be released.
Okay.
I've got a couple of things on line up. There's I did a remix for Miss Jackson Patrick TSP track, and it's going to be on the remix album for the Techno Crusaders on Jack's Up beats.
Jack's Hot Beats, I love that.
I think
label.
it'll be around a month or a couple of weeks.
Couple of
It'll
weeks.
be online.
That's gonna be the one to
It's
look
going
out.
to be a huge album, man.
Yeah.
A lot of nice stuff coming out. And I also just finished a remix for Paul Mac for Stimulus. I don't know when that will be played, but I surely think it will be around this year. I got an EP on a new Berlin label called Belief System Records. It's managed by Diego and
Diego.
Yeah,
I
Diego.
haven't heard from him in ages. I can't
Yeah.
remember when was the last time.
Yeah.
I think he was playing maybe 2005 in Belgrade, and that's the last time I saw him or heard
And
him.
his productions were also, they were always
Really,
solid.
really
Just
good.
check out his old Amsterdam stuff. It's
Yeah.
top notch.
He's actually really good. I think he told me he's a really good friend with Ditron. They're house friends.
Mhm.
So
Well, I don't know that, but that must be the truth. I do know he's hopping between London and Berlin. So he does have a real, I don't know, he does have one living place. But I know he managed the label together with Dave Elsmer. That's another open name. I think you have heard from in years, but they're back again and they're making techno music.
So everybody,
Everybody-
all the good crowds
Yeah.
are coming back, and
They all feel and think something is going to happen this year, and it is happening slowly. Something is
baby steps. but
happening,
yeah,
and I also manage. I also feel it everywhere where I play, and every time when somebody mails me to ask me if I want to play for that party. I'm like, yeah, this is going the right way, you know, and especially and that's one of my biggest bookings this year, Aquacella Festival in Spain,
that's a good one.
and I heard maybe I'm going to be on the main stage, but anyway, any stage on Aquacella is big and is good, but they want to give me a good spot and a good time, so for me. Well, of course, for me personally, it's of course great. It's awesome, but especially for the music I represent, it's very good news.
Representing
To
all of us.
representing pure techno for in front of 20,000 people, that must be something huge.
It sure is.
Yeah.
So you are here now with us, and I really, really hope to see you rather sooner than later. But you're definitely coming back here. You burned the club there.
I hope so
And,
too. I love it here. It's I feel at home here.
Right.
Yes.
Thanks very much, Ritzi.
You're welcome.
I'll see you very soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Hey guys and girls, if you missed the first technology with me, Ritzi Lee, there's one more chance. It's 18th of May together with Mike Humphries. It's going to be a great party because the first one was absolutely off the roof. And for the people who've been there, you know what the deal is. Be there again.